So during this interview with Jared Kushner and Jonathan Swan of Axios, Swan asked him whether in the future he would report to the FBI, given that we've seen the Mueller report and all the fallout, whether he would report something similar. Take a look.
Why didn't you pick up the phone and call the FBI? It was an email that said Russia, that said the Russian government was trying to help. Like, why didn't you do that?
Jonathan, we're in a place now where people are playing Monday morning quarterback and they're being so self-righteous. Let me put you in my shoes at that time, okay? I'm running 3 companies. I'm helping run the campaign. I get an email that says show up at 4 instead of 3 to a meeting that I'd been told about earlier that I didn't know what the hell it was about. Okay, I show up at the meeting, I stay for 15 minutes, it's a clown show. 1 second, let me finish this. I text my assistant, say, can you give me a call to get me the hell out of here? This is a waste of time, I leave. I never would have thought about that meeting again, okay? Had there been something that actually was nefarious at that meeting that came up, maybe we would have done something different. But the reality is that the meeting was a total waste of time.
I need to stop you there. We're talking about Russia here. They are a long-term adversary of the United States. Decades of hostility, including spying. Does it not set off at least some alarm bell when you see an email saying that the Russian government wants to help the campaign?
Like I said, the email that I got on my iPhone at the time basically said show up at 4. I didn't scroll down. I never would have thought about that.
It had Russia in the subject line.
Again, I would get about 250 emails a day. And so I literally saw show up at 4. I showed up at 4.
Would you call the FBI if it happened again?
I don't know. It's hard to do hypotheticals.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I have to say, I mean, he's uncomfortable because his forehead muscles, which have been paralyzed by Botox, still are able to make an expression indicating that he's uncomfortable, right?
What did you say about me? Look at him, he's looking at you like, say it again.
I just had to get that Botox joke in.
Yeah, I like holding his feet to the fire with all this stuff, looking back, you really get a glimpse into it. A guy who feels so put out by all of this as he's helping facilitate some of these horrible initiatives from the president all over the world. But I do like that Jonathan Swan, who we have determined is Australian or New Zealand.
He said here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says fesh. If he says fesh, then he's New Zealander. If he says fish, then that's Aussie from what I've been told. But yeah, I feel like at the very end is the most telling moment of that question. Quarter in the weird jar.
Yes, we'll tell you about that later.
The most telling moment of this is at the end when asked if the same thing happened, would you do it again? Basically saying, would you be insane? Would you do the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result? And his answer is, I don't know. I could never weigh in on that.
It is all so frustrating. They are so arrogant because what was the even potential benefit of saying yes to this?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
I'm glad they did because we need to see this, but why would it?
HBO maybe?
He doesn't do press appearances.
Right.
I mean, I don't think I've ever heard his voice before. Maybe once or twice, but he's just not really, he's in the public eye because of what he is and what he's doing, but he doesn't really agree to interviews, and that interview was a disaster.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching this free clip of the Young Turks. Don't forget to become a TYT member today. For more exclusive content, join now at tyt.com/join.